Think Tank welcomes Dr. Darshan Desai, who is Professor Larry Lewing School of Business, Berkeley College. Good to see you.
Such a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
There's a new initiative, Doctor, the business degree at Berkeley in Business Data Science. What is business data science?
So data science is basically getting insights from data, getting insights from structured and unstructured data. And when we are getting these insights for business applications, that is business data science.
Where is it used?
It is used everywhere. Where it is not used, that's a question. So I'll give you some examples of how it is used in most of the places. So I'll start with the time we are born. No, even before that, how our parents met, right? So dating apps, it's application of data science, right? Digital data about the people's behavior with all websites are tracked and used. Then comes the fertility apps.
Fertility apps?
Fertility apps.
Data science?
It is.
How so?
There is a lot of startups are collecting data on when was your last periods and when what are the best time to conceive a baby. So this is a predictive algorithm, and there are multiple startups are using big data to predict the right time. So whether you're born or not is defined by data.
But doctor, the other thing, as a sports fan, I'm fascinated by the thing called analytics. Is that the same thing, analytics?
Absolutely. So here, their applications are countless. In the sports, the analytics is now everywhere. You might have heard about the movie Moneyball and Oakland.
With Brad Pitt?
Yes,
right? Moneyball?
Yes.
So they used analytics to break down the game and figure out the, quote, tendencies of the other team, other players. To do what? Gain an advantage?
So here, the idea, the key problem there was very interesting, that what was problem was their budget was way smaller than other teams.
So they couldn't have the best players.
They couldn't have the best players. So they had to figure out what are the players what are the skills in the market which are undervalued and what are the skills which are overvalued. And you can identify that with the numbers that, hey, these are the skills which are undervalued and these are the skills which are overvalued. You can compete despite being your budget being small.
Where are the jobs? By the way, Berkeley, one of the institutions of higher learning that is supportive of our efforts. What I'm curious about here is, who are the students going into A and B? What kind of jobs are we talking about?
So basically, the students who generally have aptitude for math, some ability to deal with math, but also has a technically sound mindset. So I would say it like you are part mathematician, but you're also a software engineer. At the same time, you know the business. So it is the intersection which is in demand in the industry, but there are very few people who hold this very rare skill set, because sometimes the statisticians think more sequentially. The computer programmer...
It's too linear.
Gets so linear. Computer programmer will have hacking mindset. I don't accept limits, but they don't have the quantitative rigor. And when someone has the quantitative rigor and understanding and still have the hacking mindset, it's so hard for them to understand the business and know how the value comes in.
Doctor, what is the difference between any of this and AI, artificial intelligence?
So when we are talking about artificial intelligence, we are not only talking about the computers. We are talking about any device, any machines, and how we make those devices, those machines, act more like human or display the characteristics of human intelligence. So these devices may be very wide-ranging than just the systems that we currently perceive.
Are we concerned, are you concerned? And I remember reading about artificial intelligence in graduate school where the question became, what would this technology, these robots in some cases, be able to do that would potentially replace human beings and human thinking, you say?
Yeah, so in general, like I also read about many people being scared about machines showing the characteristics of human and find it like, hey, it's scary, machines think like human. But if you think it more broadly, then I also find it scary to be humans, to act like machines.
Wait a minute. For example?
For example, sometimes there are tasks that are so mechanical that can be easily done by can be easily done by machines. Then why humans? Humans should do better things that we are better at doing. For example, sometimes we are doing things which are very structured, rule-based. If do, then do this. If this, then do that. Yeah.
You're arguing human beings should not be engaged in those activities?
Yeah, so if there are some things machines can do, why? This is how I do my stuff. Like if, for example, a dishwasher can do the dishes, I use the dishwasher to do the dishes so I can do better things, all right?
Where, again, are the jobs for these students?
Yeah, so this is a very fascinating area and which is emerging field. So AI and data science is applied in almost every businesses, whether we see it or we don't see it. And think it globally, if you see every industrial revolution have created more jobs than taken away. The new industrial revolution, the fourth industrial revolution with artificial intelligence, it's also going to create more jobs than it will take away. And that gives impression to many people that, hey, I don't need to do anything. I'm fine. It will create more jobs than it will take away. We're good. And that is a misconception.
Because, 30 seconds, go ahead.
Because what happens is that the people who lost the job will have different skill set than people who will need that job. And that's where we need to be part of the solution. And this program is doing that job and being part of the solution.
Dr. Arn, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Important, complicated, but very relevant stuff. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Stay right there. I'm Steve Adubato. This is Think Tank. We'll be right back.